I guess my automatic clicker is not working. I don't know. Well, I did a video the other day, a couple of days ago. I think the title of it was "When Am I Getting Married?" And it's just sad just to hear some of the responses from the ladies and stuff like that. Really, I'm trying to help you because I've dated, women from a lot of different parts of this world, and it's just, don't get me wrong, women are different wherever they come from, but when it comes to this dating thing and actually knowing how to get a man or understanding how to get a man, ladies, like I said before, it's, your looks and your money and your careers and your jobs, it's just not getting it anymore, because you can look at other women from different races. A lot of them, they have men, and a lot of these women are not that good looking. A lot of them are kind of like a little overweight, or some of them are overweight, but you see them with a family and their husbands and stuff, and it's sad just to hear some of the responses that you do get when you're actually trying to help the women to succeed in getting a long-term relationship, or even finding a man that they will want to marry. But like I said, it's just getting to the point where, when I hear from the other guys, I'm hearing the same things. And ladies, you got to start listening to what the man is asking you to do. I don't think he's asking you to bend over backwards and turn 50 backflips and stuff. I mean, the main thing that I'm hearing from men is just, the women are selfish, and it's their mouth. But I'm not going to get too much off a topic, but I did wanted to respond to some of the comments based on that video. I think I said, when am I getting married? And I was a little comical, but I was serious about it. I think I said, when I find a woman to ride on the back of the scooter with me in 90-degree weather, or when I find a woman that'll go outside and wash the car, or when I find a woman that's whatever that I said. But the moral of the story is, I've dated women from different parts of the world, and what it seems like to me, the sisters, you're actually lagging behind when it comes to getting long-term relationships and actually being married. I know you don't want to hear it. I know you done heard it before, but sometimes it's good to reiterate things and stuff, and sometimes it may just sink in, because if you really don't change your attitude, you're going to find yourself by yourself alone talking to a dog all day. That dog is going to be your relationship, or that dog is going to be your child. But like I was saying before, you really have to listen to what man is asking for. And ladies, don't get me wrong, I know men, they have their issues too, but if you've ever looked at some of my videos, I talk about men just as much as I talk about the women. But it's just so happened the women has been on my mind for the last few videos and stuff. And some of you ladies that's been married or in long-term relationships, you got to start talking to your sisters and stuff, and be like, hey girl, don't do this or don't do that. Learn how to control your mouth. Sometimes everything doesn't want a response or a question to why, whatever. Sometimes silence is gold, and silence is power. And I'm just trying to help. And it's getting to the point where it's really sad. You don't know who is who until you put them in a certain situation, and then you can really see what a person's true color is. But like I said, I'm gonna try to stay on topic. I wanted to make the video, short, simple, and sweet or sour. I say that because some women, they're gonna take it in a negative perspective and stuff. But you sisters, you're behind. You know, these other women from different parts of the country and stuff, you know, they have men. I see some women, they out here, they'll get out here and wash a car, they'll get out here and do whatever it takes for them to make ends meet. But it's not to compare, you know, the different type of jobs that some people may have. But, you know, I'm seeing women out here riding bicycles, riding scooters, delivering food on scooters and stuff, working construction. And the question is, what are you going to do when some of these women come for some of your jobs and stuff? You know, what are you going to do? But that's besides the point. You know, I can just go on and on because I like to hear myself talk. But yeah, ladies, sisters for that matter, you're going to be alone. And part of the problem is when you meet someone, you give your all and your all in the very beginning. And then when things don't work out, you just get so bitter. Stop giving yourself too soon. Take the time to get to know the person. And even if you guys have sex, it's like, for some reason, I think sex and y'all brains are connected. You can't have casual sex or have sex with someone that you like without expecting that person to marry you or actually to be with you long term. That sex is a process of getting to know someone. You know, your sex is not going to get it anymore, ladies. You know, unfortunately, a lot of men are waking up, and a lot of men rather have peace in their life and to do without. With David, well, I'd rather have peace in my life too. I understand that, but as a woman, you're not built that way. Relationship is at the top of your list. Marriage is at the top of your list. I don't care what type of job or how much money you make or how successful you claim to be or whatever, but when it comes to relationships with a woman, that's at the forefront in the top of your list. So if that's the case, why don't you listen to what men are asking for, and why don't you try to be that what men are asking for? I understand self-help and development and change, it's hard when you're so used to doing something one way. But if you stop learning and stop developing within yourself, then you're just walking around. I call it the walking dead when you stop progressing and stop trying to become a better version of who you are. You have to change. You know, you guys, when I say you guys, women, you are not like men. Men can go all through their life and live by themselves and in peace and harmony. They can date here, they can date there, they can have Sue, Sally, and Jane come through when they want to, and they're fine with that. But you guys are built differently, and you don't understand that. So I challenge you. Try to change something about you that a man has told you that he don't like about you. And from a universal perspective, when it comes to men, ladies, the biggest thing on men's list when it comes to dating women is their attitude. And a lot of you guys seem selfish. You seem like it's all about you because you have this little split between your legs that you think gonna drive men crazy. But it's a lot of splits out there. And there's a lot of competition out there, but you ladies don't want to have any type of competition when it comes to a man. And unfortunately, you are in competition when it comes to your man, or even your men when it comes to different races. Because I'm telling you, sisters, if you don't get it together, it'll be a lot more of you, or a higher rate of percentage of sisters or black women would not be getting married. And statistics tell us 1 in every 4. That's 25% of you guys that would be married. And the 75% of you guys, sometimes you wonder why. Just because you get attention and you get your little buzz on every now and then because somebody is liking you. But like I'm telling you, it's more than the sex these days, because men are waking up, because there are so many different variety and choices that men can choose from. A man can go through his whole life and be single, Well, don't you want somebody? You're gonna die alone. Where if they die alone, then they don't know what's going on. He'll be dead, you know. So, and believe it or not, ladies, men, they want relationships. A lot of men want to be married, but seems like it's just so stressful dealing with women these days. Well, it's so stressful dealing with men too. I understand that. But be that type of woman to where he doesn't give you any stress. And like I said, I talk equally when it comes to men. Some of the things that I feel that we're not doing, some of the things that I know that I don't do, that I need to work on, you know, it just goes both ways. But like I said before, I don't want to keep double talking because, you know, I like to hear myself talk. But, and don't be the type of woman when a man say something, the first thing you come back and say, well, man do this or man do that, or what about men? That's a pure D red flag to the type of man that you want. And those type of men that you want, they're few and far. You guys, or when I say you ladies, you have to do a little bit reading on statistics as far as the type of men that's out there. And then believe it or not, you have to evaluate yourself and see what type of man that you do qualify for. All of you women are looking for the same type of man. That's not going to happen because, to be honest and straightforward with you, we all have a cap. And when I say a cap, there's only a certain type of man that you would be able to get. And a lot of times, I'm not talking about get you in bed. A lot of times your looks and stuff, yeah, you can get a man in bed with your looks, but it's your attitude. Can you keep him after that? Because whether you like it or not, if you're going to date, if you're going to marry, you're going to have to put some work in. Ask married women. Marriage it's work. And getting a man, it's work. Even if you didn't have to work as a woman and you got that particular man that can provide for you and provide for the whole family, it is work running a household and raising kids. So you can't be a lazy woman. Like I said before, you have to study this man and fill in the blanks where you think that he needs you. He may want you and desire you, but a certain type of man, he don't need you. And the other type of man that depends on you and needs you, you don't want that type of man. But some of you guys are going to have to settle for that type of man. Well, I'm not going to settle for nobody. Well, look at it like this. If you get that man, he might be settling for you because you might not be all that to the man that you actually want. Huh? But you guys don't look at it like that. All of you women want the same type of man. You want the creme de la creme. You want the cream of the crop. But your status, your attitude, your looks, you don't qualify for those type of men. Well, what do you mean qualify? Yeah, we do qualify. As humans, we do qualify for certain type of people in our lives. As much as you don't like it, but just look around you. When people are competing in sports, basketball, football, tennis, or whatever, track and field, you have to qualify. You have to qualify yourself. So life is full of qualifications that we actually have to qualify for if we want a certain type of person. And most of you women are looking for that six-figure guy, but you haven't did the research on the percentage of how many men, or especially black men, that makes six figures. And then you get blinded by that. You can't do math. Even if he did make over $100,000 a year with the 39% taxes that he have to pay, now you're looking at $69,000. And then with all the different deductions and this and that, but you're after this man and you guys are living, or the man is living like he's making $100,000. But you didn't take time out to subtract the taxes. But I'm not going to get off into that. I kind of just want to stay on task and stuff. But yeah, like I said, ladies, I'm a end it very shortly. So I'm just like, ladies, your attitude, and when you're surfing social media, you're hearing it, you're seeing it, but you want to be combative and respond to it. Oh, I'm not doing that. Okay, if you're not doing that, just die alone and talk to your dog and sleep with your dog in the bed. It's simple. But deep, deep down inside, I know from a universal perspective, women, they need relationships and they need husbands. They need provisions. They need providers. And not to say that you can't take care of yourself, because when a man is a provider, it's much more than his finances. He can be a provider just setting up a certain type of plan for you guys' lifestyle to make sure that things is in order. He can say, hey, let me change the oil, let me check, just simple things. Provisioners and being a provider, it comes in different elements, not only just financial and stuff. You may need that person that you just need to talk to and bounce things off of. Stop bouncing them off your girlfriends when it comes to men. If you want to know about a man, go ask a man. If you want to know about jewelry, you go to a jeweler. If you want to buy food, you go to a grocery store. If you want to know about a man, you don't go to another woman. Ask the man. Or ask someone that's been married for a long period of time. It's very simple. It comes down to self-development and trying to change your habits when it comes to dating if you actually want to get married. And there's a lot of men out there want to get married, but you have to be that one specific woman that I don't want to say can't live without, because you're going to live eventually even if you don't get that person. But you want to be that special woman that doesn't put pressure on him or gets on his nerves. If the man is telling you, I work a lot, you like that about him in the very beginning, but you haven't seen it in action. But now when he starts to work a lot and you gave him your cookies, you think he's supposed to stop working. He was tending and tilling in the fields in the very beginning. So the man is not going to stop working. You just have to figure out how to communicate with him to get some of his time. You don't want, when the bills and stuff come due and certain things that you guys want to do, the man has to work for a living. He has to make money. He was working and making money before he met you. Those were some of the things that you liked about him as you was getting to know about him, getting to know this man. So now that you've gotten closer to this man, you want to make demands. But you can make demands, but guess what, ladies? Do it in a feminine way. Do it in a soft tone. Study the man. You know when he's in certain type of moods. You know when he's in a good mood. You know when he's in a bad mood. You know when he's thinking about business. You know when he's just thinking about anything other than what you're going to question him about. You have to be tactful, but not tactful in a deceitful way, but tactful in a loving way to get what you want. It's just that simple. But I'm going to close this thing out. I'm not going to keep talking. Like I said, I like to hear myself talk about any and everything. But like I said, ladies, I'm just here to help. Hit me up. You can ask me questions. But on the way out, hit the like button, hit the follow button, hit the share button, and most of all, to show support to the channel. Like you say, I don't edit. Everything is cut and raw. This is something new for me, so I'm trying to get a little comfortable with speaking into the camera. I'm a good old country boy. We got that country grammar stuff going on. So Like I said, if you want to show some support to the channel, go ahead and subscribe to the channel. It only costs you $1.99. You're not going to miss that. You're going to piss that away. You're going to drink that away, 100 times over and stuff. So just show a little support and go ahead and subscribe to the channel and check out some of my longer videos and stuff. And I'll talk to you guys later.